Hello. Have you ever had the problem where you've had to buy a present for a man but you have absolutely no idea what to buy them? Well, I am hopefully going to help with that, and I'm going to hopefully help you solve that problem in a meaningful and purposeful way and an original way. My name is Jane Harbison. I design sewing patterns and fabric for boys and men. And this channel is all about creativity and colour and connection. And when we combine those three together, there's some beautiful things happen. Every week, I am going to guide you through a creative path. It's my 5-step process that helps you create things with originality and with purpose, with the end game being deepening relationships. I am a big believer that every time we make something for someone, a love story is created, and it deepens those bonds and connections with the person that you are gifting to. Many years ago, I shared this creative path, or this 5-step creative process, with tween and teen girls under the banner of Dreaming Big for Little Girls. And we used to take them through this 5-day creative challenge so they could start to understand how they could creatively solve problems with originality and calm. And I created this video, which I'm about to show you, around why creativity is important. And I would like to share it with you. It still has the original branding on it. It still has Dreaming Big for Little Girls on it, but the principles are the same. And at the end of the video, I'll come back and explain that it's not just for girls, but it's for all of us.
The future is bright. The future is also uncertain. Despite this, I am hopeful about the future. And most creatives are hopeful about it. And this is because they are confident they can navigate the uncertainty of it. I believe there are so many possibilities to be seen and opportunities to be seized. But we have some problems to solve. Problems like managing our climate better, habitat destruction, energy usage, human consumption, disease, war, inequality. But it's not all doom and gloom. Hello, I'm Jane Harbison, and I'm the founder of Dreaming Big for Little Girls, and I have faith in our ability to solve problems. In fact, I believe the only thing that is going to solve these problems is our creativity. We have entered into an era of creativity. No more is it productive for humans to dedicate themselves to tasks. Machines are doing this so much better. There is a tool or a technology for everything. Machines and computers have proved a better bet over hiring people. At the turn of the last century, the 20th century, no matter how fast a human could run down a street lighting gas lamps, they were inevitably going to lose that job when the electric lights became available. Today, no matter how quickly you can sort and organise data in a spreadsheet, you'll eventually be replaced by an algorithm that can do it cheaper and eventually better. Human productivity is being devalued. Getting a job that does not require creativity will no longer pay well. Scott Belsky, founder of Behance, an investor in businesses like Pinterest, Uber, Airtable and others, believes the most rewarding path for individuals will be focusing on creativity. He talks about productivity being about squeezing all the value out of existing resources, whereas creativity is about discovering new resources. Creative problem solving that turns an obstacle into an advantage. Creative reinvention that changes the course of your career, your life. Creativity comes into its own when we are under pressure, when resources like time or money or people are made scarce. Focus forces our creativity, and it's feeling like we are kind of running out of time. In saying that, I'm continually blown away by the ingenuity of humans. Take Gravity Labs, for example. They are turning pollution into ink. The origins would go unnoticed by most, a carbon stain on a wall made by an exhaust pipe. But curiosity has now turned into an award-winning idea that is repurposing our exhaust fumes into something beautiful in more ways than one. When we think of creativity, our mind often goes to art and craft and design, and they are all wonderful examples of the output of creativity. Instead, I want to talk about the process of creativity from which all these beautiful outputs are created. I love Sir Ken Robinson's definition of creativity. Creativity is the process of original ideas that have value. There are 3 parts to this definition that I would like to unpack for you. In doing so, I will start from the end. True creativity has value. For creativity to add value, it must solve a problem. And this is why creativity is so valuable. It solves problems in new and novel ways. Identifying the problem is where creativity starts. That is what makes Gravity's innovation so uplifting. It's not just another pen. It is how it is created that is so ingenious and helps solve a very real problem simply. Now, this is not going to remove car pollution in India, but it alleviates the impact and it can be replicated around the world. It is an important stepping stone, and those using it can feel really good about doing so. I'm all about the importance of focusing on the next step, so we feel like we are moving forward. This is an example of one of those steps. If we all just do a little, we can achieve a lot. Secondly, creativity is original. True creativity must contain originality. There is nothing creative about doing something the same way it has been done before. Creativity doesn't require a whole rework though. A simple tweak will often be enough to put a completely different take on an old way of doing something. We see this all the time in fashion. Revivals of trends inspired from decades before. The 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Scrunchies, for example, were huge in the 80s, but today's versions have a modern twist with different patterns and colours or the way they are worn. Our brain loves novelty. In fact, a little almond-shaped piece of our brain called the amygdala rewards us with a hit of dopamine whenever we experience something new or novel. That natural high that encourages us to explore a little deeper in search for more new and novel experiences. So that is the second part. Creativity is original ideas that solve problems. The third and final piece is it is a process. Creativity is a process, not an outcome. A piece of art, clothing, a photo on Instagram, or a TikTok or YouTube video, they are all outcomes of a creative process. In the next video, I will share a simple 5-step process that you can use every day to solve a problem with originality and meaning. But before I do, I want to share a story with you that illustrates the importance of trusting the process, over aiming for a predefined outcome that may not be relevant for the future. When I was in year 10, I was called into the headmistress's office. It was time to make my subject choices for my final years of school. She said to me, "Jane, are you sure you want to do Maths 1, Chemistry and French? Because you are really good at art, home economics and history." I looked at my parents and then back at her and I said, yes, I want to do Maths 1, Chemistry and French. I thought these subjects would get me a good TE score and then I would go and to a good university and then get a good job and be paid well and life would be great. For 20 odd years, I did accountancy. It served me well and I still use it today, but I didn't love it. I therefore wasn't going to dedicate the time to get really good at it and rise to the top of my profession. At 40, I wanted to do something more. I went from accountant to creative and I haven't looked back. It is probably where I should have always been. I didn't know though that creativity was going to be a $3 trillion industry. I should have trusted what I was good at. I get to talk creativity and be creative every day. Even when I have bad days, they still don't feel so bad because I love what I do. I want our next generation not to be confined by predetermined norms of success established by the generations before them. Rather, I want your daughter to open her mind to discovering what she is good at and who she wants to be from an early age, and really trust that. What better time to be curious and test her boundaries while the risks are low and she still has the safety guard of you, her family and her school. The creative process, once mastered, gives her an edge to confidently solve problems, explore any possibility, and give a big fat hug to any opportunity that comes her way. So she really thrives into the future. You may have heard me say this before. I absolutely believe if you love what you do, you will stick with it. And if you stick with it, you'll get good at it. And if you get good at it, you'll be rewarded handsomely for it. It will deliver an extraordinary life for your daughter, where she has the confidence to see the possibilities and seize the opportunities. The future is bright, and I want her to seize it with both hands.
So what did you think of that? During that 5-day challenge, and we did this several times, the girls would just continually blow me away. They created the most amazingly original art with a piece of white paper and a black pen as a result of going through the process. And maybe one day I'll put all those pieces together and I'll do a slideshow for you so you can see some of that work, because it shouldn't be just sitting on my computer hidden away. I think the world should see it. But it is a process, and because it's a process, anybody can learn it at any age, and that's why I am going to spend the next weeks and months taking you through it, because when you learn it, when you know where you are in the creative process, you don't feel so stuck. And you always know what that next step is to keep you moving forward, to solve those problems in beautiful and original ways. And the big problem that we're solving here is what to gift him, what to gift men. And I assure you, after spending a little time together, you will be gifting beautiful things that will create memories and create bonds with these special men, big and small, in your life. If you can't wait for the coming weeks and the coming months, I have created a school called the Pocket Square Club, where we make pocket squares and for those special men in your life. So if you would like to join me over there, I'll share the link in the comments below, and we'll see you there. Thank you.